guys? Random footage from around here. Today's actually a different video. We're not working on my car today. We're working on this, I think it's an 03 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution. He just got it built. He's running 400 horsepower about, big turbo, everything. The problem he's running into now is he's running out of fuel. So today we're gonna be adding a fuel pump hot wire and an aftermarket fuel pressure regulator. We were trying to look up videos, didn't see a lot of videos, so I was like, screw it, I make YouTube videos, let's make one. So the first step's gonna be pulling out the rear seat. I'm gonna go and flip the camera around and then show you guys in the car. Don't mind the mess, he's got kids, well, a daughter. So we gotta pop the rear seat out. It's two little tabs. That's gonna give us access to the fuel tank where we will add the wiring kit. And then we're gonna mess around with how we're gonna run the wire. Then we'll get under the engine bay and get the fuel pressure regulator installed. So I'll check back with you guys in a few minutes. He's wolfing down dinner and then we're gonna get after it. So we got the rear seat removed and then we removed the little cap that was covering where you get access to the fuel tank, which is just 4 little Phillips head screws. So now we're taking the switch off to find the hot so we can make it a constant hot. Okay, so we got the aftermarket relay, which is gonna help us send 12 constant volts to the fuel pump. So right now we're just tearing apart the factory harness, identifying which wires are which, and we're gonna start wiring. Basically with this, red goes to battery, black goes to ground, and we got the rest of the harness over here. Blue is the switch to relay, so that goes to your harness side, and the yellow comes from the power on the factory harness as well. So he's hooked to factory harness, black is the ground, red's power to battery. So right now we're just identifying everything and we'll start running the wiring. Okay, so for the primary battery wire, we ended up going outside below the fuel tank and then we just ran with the fuel lines. We put our own sheathing on it, ran with the fuel lines all the way up to the engine bay, which it's just a temporary spot now. We got it going up along the firewall, and then we'll show you what it looks like from the top with some better lighting. Okay, so basically you can see we came up by the fuel lines, ran up here, connected to the strut tower bar, and then right to the positive. So now we're gonna go inside the car and actually work on the relay. Okay, so I don't know how to say the name. DW is the brand of the fuel pump hardwire kit. So this is basically how we did the wiring. The red comes from the battery up front. You can see we ran down. Yellow goes to our factory plug into the fuel pump, and blue goes back onto the harness. It says that this should be a red wire. Ours was a white wire, the factory wire. So don't get confused by that. They were all black and then we had one white instead of red. Then we took the ground and we ran it right up here to the factory top part of the seat mount. So this is how it all looks. Basically, we're gonna finish taping it. We're gonna tuck the relay in here nicely, like that. Put the cover on it, and then boom, we're golden. We're gonna take it for a test drive, which I'll get the video of because this thing is no joke. Oh yeah, way better. As you can see, it is now the next day. That's because we got through all of that and realized we didn't have the fuel pressure regulator. So we have it now, it arrived today. So we are gonna get under the engine bay and start adding that in. I will show the steps as we get to that. And you can see last night just adding the hot wire, it was still sputtering a little. So hopefully this will get rid of that sputtering. Okay, so when opening up the box, this is pretty much the assortment of parts you get. You get some hosing, you get the fuel pressure regulator, the gauge, and then an assortment of fittings, as well as a mount. As we go, we'll show you what we used and what we did. That way y'all can get the full picture doing it at home yourself. So we start by removing the stock fuel pressure regulator, which you basically just rip the hose off the top, and it's 2 10mm bolts. Once we get the adapter on there, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is with the new fitting in. And the 2 little Allen keys that held it on. It seals with an O-ring on the inside. So now we're planning on putting the fuel pressure regulator over here. We already have the return line disconnected just because that was a pain in the ass. We want to get that done beforehand. So I'll touch base after the next step. Okay, so far we got the curved adapter on there. We ran the hose all the way over. This is just a temporary mount, so we can adjust it and then we'll mount it on the back. Next, you take these fittings, rubber gasket through or to the fuel pressure regulator, and then we'll keep hooking the hoses on, and pretty much we're right there. The only thing we have to do is hook up the return to the bottom and the gauge to the front. So when all that's done, I'll show you guys how to adjust it. Okay, so this is the final product. We have the hose run over here to it. We use a T right here for the vacuum line on top. You can see it all right here. The fuel return line just comes right up into the bottom. To adjust it, use an Allen key on the top, turn it until the fuel pressure regulator or fuel pressure is what you want. It was pretty easy. Use a nut to tighten it down. We're gonna take it for a rip and see if that solved our problem, but that'll at least show you how to do it. Guys, like always, remember, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace.